What's going on, guys? Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live here with Mr. Hawk Crypto Mining. We got the Mining King and the handsome as ever, Mr. Max Voltage. I'm Chump Change. Good to see you guys. We got the veteran miner in the house, Network Bits, Crypto UK, DJ Mines. So glad that you're back, by the way. Back to streaming. Yes. It's amazing. So, loved the video today. He was doing some video overviews, I guess, of channels, and it was kind of interesting, actually. It's nice to watch that stuff. Blaine Anderson, what's up, man? We the Makers Dimension. We have New England Crypto, Blue Dragon Mining. What's up, dude? Who else is here? Steven Cicero, Mass Boost, Patrick Guillen. What's up, dude? Rud Puts, Dumpster Fire. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, let's go. Mining King, start with you today, buddy. How you doing, man? Yeah, man. Come on. I got to keep you on your toes. I know you were napping.
All right. You know, I worked like 4 or 5 hours today, and then I literally just woke up before the stream. I took a nap. So, I was doing some more, finished terminating the cable I ran for the Husky racks we're using for the OCTOMINERs. So, because I'm running patch panel to patch panel on those. So, lots and lots of ends to terminate. So, all right, getting really good though. So
again, like a 5-year-old would be understanding, right? What's a patch panel? What's all that? Explain that to me.
It's a nice way to organize your network cables, essentially, right? So you put the patch panels I got, you terminate keystones, and then you put the keystone into the patch panel itself. So I'm going from patch panel.
Is that the thing in the server rack? The long, like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm going from patch panel to patch panel. I think one of the other streams that me and Hawk did, I think on Terra Hash Tuesday, I showed one of the racks that I did. So
nice.
I mounted one onto the actual Husky rack, so that way all we got to do is just clip in like a 2 or 3 foot patch cable from there to the OCTOMINER.
And it looks very clean and professional. Like King went above and beyond to make sure that there were no wires showing. Like he's like, oh man, he's like, I know you, Hawk, I don't want to hear it. I'm just gonna do it the way you like because I know how you are. I'm just gonna take the extra time and I'm gonna run it. And I'm like, oh, you're speaking my language.
So far, I've ran about 3,000 feet of the plenum so far that we got from Patrick. So I got like another 3,000 feet on hand, so we'll see.
Nice.
I think it'll probably end up being about 4,000 or 5,000 feet total. And that's just for the mining section. So
are you making all of these ends? Like you're stripping all the cables, putting the stupid little wires in, bro. That is the worst, and it hurts your fingers. After a while, your fingers are like, oh my god, like really? Because you got to straighten them out to get them into like the connector and then squeeze it.
So that's the RJ45 plug. I'm actually putting them into keystones.
So what's the keystone? Does it just click right in? Is it just easy?
Give me 1 second. I'll show you. I got one on the kitchen counter because it was in my pocket.
Oh, man. All right, cool. Well, Mr. Max Voltage, let's go with you. How was your day today? I know what Hawk's been up to and working with King.
My day sucked. I didn't plan on going to work today, but I had to go to work.
I don't know if this is going to focus. Or...
We will leave it at that, not talk about work, because work has been especially nuts and so stressful, and let's just not think about work. That's what I'm trying not to do right now. Is trying not to think about work.
All right, well, F your day then.
Stressing me out and making me pretty depressed. But anyway,
perfect.
I will say though, first of all, everybody lay off a Hawk. Okay, copying is the best form of flattery, so don't be harsh on him for wearing a flannel. Or in plaid.
I was like, what are you talking? I'm like looking at the chat, like who's talking shit? What's going on?
So people are wondering, what is it? 55 degrees in Florida right now? That's why you're wearing that flannel? Is that what it is, Hawk?
I'm just like, I got a migraine. Like I didn't eat all day. Like I'm just cold.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm just kind of like in a mood.
No, I hear you.
So
actually,
it's definitely time for a flannel. Get it?
No, I'll tell you what. I know exactly, because when I used to visit Florida, the change in weather used to kind of get to me after like the 3rd day, and I wouldn't feel good, and it'd be like 75 degrees outside, and I'd be like bundled up in a sweatshirt because my body just would be all weirded out for whatever reason, the change in environment. Anyway, totally get it. Hope you feel better. And Paul D, no, sorry. The flannel did not change.
So this is the only thing flannel that I own, by the way. Okay. Show that thing. Show the.
Yeah, let's see the connector.
See the connector.
Yeah, let's see.
You might have to.
Like
there you go.
There you go.
Right there you go.
Interesting. So what's different about that?
So you plug in your RJ45,
Mhm.
you know, your regular like Cat 6 cable in here. So what I'm doing is this goes on one patch panel, and then it goes down around the rack, underneath the floor, back up to the network rack, into another keystone over here on this side for the switch.
So are you actually making the ends on the Ethernet cables though, or are those?
Yeah. I'm cutting and terminating all these ends.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I've done a few hundred so far.
Gotcha. I've just never seen those. So what is it like? What is it? A male on the actual unit, and then you just plug that thing into it, or is that like going to a blank space?
It goes into yeah. So see here, I don't know if this.
So it just clicks in.
It's
like a coupling kind of. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a blank spot on the patch panel. You just kind of just click it right into the.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm a noob when it comes to this network and stuff. I don't know anything about it. That's awesome though. It looks cool though, and I know, yeah, it's a lot of work and a shit ton of wires. By the way, Y2K Anonymous said, can you give out a demerit to Max since he still has those lights up?
And what did I say last week?
He's upset he's spaghetti over that. What, are you gonna leave it up all year?
Every time somebody mentions it or complains about the lights, they stay up for another week. I think we're into like April right now.
Oh my god. You have a picture of a flannel on your wall.
Yeah, I do.
And it's just
Times are tough. It hasn't changed yet. Leave him alone.
Everywhere. Flannels everywhere.
I'm watching that thing
Perfect.
like a hawk too. I'm watching it.
Oh, let's see. Paul D. Oh, all right. That's what you were talking about. He was giving hot crap. Okay. Gotcha. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to @ me in the chat. Just want to talk about a few things. For one, I put a poll up talking about solo mining, if any of you guys have ever done it. If 35% of people said, yes, I've had good luck. 23% said yes, but no blocks for me. And then 42% said no, never. So now the people that have never tried, is there a reason? Is it just because you don't have a lot of hash, or is it because you're nervous to like never get paid? Because that's always one of my fears. Like when it comes to solo mining, I'm always like, oh, like running 3 days or whatever a week and you don't see any payout, and you're like, damn, this sucks. Like, and you get nervous. You're like, I'm gonna shut it off. Like, I'm gonna shut it off today, and then I never do. I try to wait and ride it out. I've shut it off once, and then I always come back to it just to try to catch that block. But yeah, it's always tough. What about you guys? You guys solo mine at all?
Yeah.
What are you solo mining, King?
I have solo mined Flux and Furo.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you have any luck with either one of them? Or
Yeah, I've hit blocks, but it was more advantageous to pool mine, right? The Furo one at the time was before Furo started to say, hey, we don't like miners, pretty much.
Right.
And
oh boy, don't get DJ started.
Yeah, that was great. He had like a video with them.
So I started mining the Furo then, and actually, it was actually a little bit better at the time to solo mine the Furo than to pool mine it. But the Flux I did early February, and it was kind of, I felt like it was more worth it to pool mine, like I'd get more in the end. But I got a few blocks from each.
Gotcha. What about you guys, Mr. Hawk? Real quick, PK said, "Get better, Hawk," with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. What, solo mining?
Yeah, have you done it?
Yeah, I've done it.
Any luck or
no. You would know if I hit a block. But
well, what did you solo mine? Did you solo mine anything big, or what was it?
I'm just solo mining Bitcoin right now on the USBs.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much it. My entire farm is off still.
Right.
And that's just that's how it goes, man.
Gotcha. What about you, Max? You do any solo mining yourself, or are you all pool mining?
Well, I mean, I've got that little mini Bitcoin miner that I'm mining Digibyte on, and so not yet.
Did you make a video on that, by the way?
I talked about it during one of my live streams.
Oh, but you all right. Well, you should totally do a video on setting that up and stuff.
It's running right now and making, let's see, 275 gigahash, and supposedly I should get a block sometime within 6 months. So We'll see.
Interesting.
It won't make me much money, but it'd be fun to say, hey, I got a block with my Bitcoin miner. You know, like
Perfect.
somebody else we know that
I don't know what you're talking about. Steven Cicero in the chat said I hit 3 ETC blocks in about 2.5 weeks, then went another almost 2 weeks and hit nothing and chickened out and went back to ETH. So obviously when ETH was still around. So yeah, that's always one of my fears when it comes to solo mining. I'm always like, damn. And when you see the not getting paid for a week, over a week, and it's over 100%, you're like, F me, I'm out of here. Right. But I feel like it's going to hit like any day at that point. So I always end up turning it back on like 3 days later, but it just makes you feel better getting off it for a minute. But I actually have had some pretty decent luck the last like 2 weeks. Right. So I ended up, let me see, how do I get this back on the screen? There we go. So you guys can kind of see here, I've actually hit 2 blocks back to back, 13%. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So I actually hit 4 blocks this month, and this is on ETC. I had 2 Jazz miners, the X4Q and the X41U, and then my 3 iPolos. Now the iPolos are on Wi-Fi, and the X41U and the X4Q are on Ethernet, hard lined in. So now the bottom 2 blocks here, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit for you guys. Oh, wrong screen, damn it. Better to see, right? All right, so right here, right? So you can see 147% on the bottom one and 136 on the next one after that, right? So this is with all of my machines running, right? All 5 of those that I just talked about. And then right after I hit this block, I was like, F these iPolos, and I unplugged them because like I'm just over it. I don't need the heat anyways right now. It's not a big deal if the kids play in the garage, right? I can shut those off for a bit. So I wanted to test it. And then with just the 2 Jazz miners, bam, it was 13% I hit. So I was sitting there wondering, like, does the Wi-Fi, I doubt it, but does it affect the way that everything communicates when it comes to solo mining? I would doubt it does, but it was just very odd that I hit 2 blocks in a row at 13%. My luck sucks, personally. There's no chance that was luck. It was just, it makes no sense that like I had 2.5 to 2.7 gigahash on ETC with the bottom 2 blocks. The top 2, I only had, what was it, 1.7, I think. And I hit 2 blocks. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that in the chat and here on the panel? What do you guys think? Is that weird? Is it like, do you think Wi-Fi has anything to do with it?
No, I just think you lucked out. You lucked out.
Wi-Fi probably adds a little bit of latency.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Really key for solo mining is definitely related with latency.
So would it affect everything overall? Because some are on Wi-Fi and some are hardlined? I mean, maybe, right? I don't know the answer. I'm literally asking because I have no clue. But it's way too convenient that happened twice. It was back to back, literally like yesterday and today, say, right? But it was literally yesterday and the day before, these 2 blocks. So I don't know.
I wonder if you could see the latency in your iPolo log, if it'll tell you the latency on the pool between the Jazz miners and the iPolos. What's the latency difference for milliseconds?
All right, I'll have to look at that then. I'll have to plug them in and check. I didn't even know you could check that. All right, interesting. Let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Real quick, Network Bits, by the way, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said Pocket Change needs a Red Bull. And Joker Miner, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. He said this rig is going out the window. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Joker Miner, we'll have to, you know what? I'll help you out in the chat after this stream if you would like. You can video and show me.
Is that what you told me earlier, Chump, with the Mars lander?
No. This is actually a rig he has an issue with. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I guess 3 cards or something aren't reading, but I will give you a hand with it after this in the Misfit Mining Discord if you're interested, Mr. Joker Miner. All right, let's see. Blue Dragon Mining said, let the chat know that Flux pool for US and EU are down at the moment, but Asia is running. I switched pools to Asia and I'm back to mining.
I was actually just testing that, and I was getting to EU, and EU doesn't work, US doesn't work, and I'm about ready to change to Asia.
There you go. Perfect. Network Bits said, I think Wi-Fi would make it worse. Interesting. Yeah, so like, that's so weird. It's just weird to me, right? I mean, I get it. I do get it.
Speaking of latency, me and Yeti were talking about yesterday setting up a Bitcoin node at our facility, and all our clients that want to mine or decide to solo mine Bitcoin at the facility will have an excellent latency. Maybe I think it's like 1 to 5 seconds if you have a node at your facility. Now, what we're trying to figure out moving forward is how can we get those to mine through that node? That's the question. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. And then we're going to set up a Lightning node, which is just to support the network, and that's what we want to do. Just set up one. I have Bitcoin nodes here that we're going to use over there. It's going to be pretty cool. Gaming with Smokey Dan says, any plans on Monero nodes? Mining King?
Well, I don't know. Not familiar with them, but I mean, if they have nodes, I mean, we could always offer a VM for you guys to obviously make one on. So you can definitely inquire that with us. I'm not familiar enough with Monero, so
neither am I. But if there are requirements within our specifications for what we have, I mean, then King and Yeti will set you up with a VM, and you'll be good to go.
Nice. By the way, this is a patch panel, right? This is Tains.
Yeah, that's a nice patch panel. Is that one? I think I've seen Tains in the chat. Is that one of yours, Tains?
Yeah, this
or
is
you just send him a random picture of a patch panel?
There's a Dr. Pepper in there. It's definitely his.
Real quick, I want to ask the chat.
No, it looks good though.
If anybody's running a Monero node, can you please put the specifications in the chat? I like to copy them and what they need or what they require, or if there's different tiers. If anybody knows,
or send a link or a DM in Misfit Mining.
Whatever you like, just throw it in there. That'd be something to look at.
It's PJ. Yeah, I did notice that he has a good comment here that the Flux nodes that their data per month has gone down significantly from 2.5 terabits of data per month down to 250 gig or 200 gig. I'm sorry. Yeah, 200. I seen that post in their Discord. So that's really interesting because the nodes used to actually consume tons and tons of bandwidth. I remember when I had 8 Cumulus nodes, it was a lot of bandwidth. So I'm sure that there's some ISP providers out there or people who have certain ISPs, if they didn't have unlimited, probably, reached their bandwidth threshold very easily.
Crypto Mining Insider says, Hawk Crypto, why not set up your own mining pool? Eventually, when things are smooth and everybody's kind of like calmed down from all this building and preparing and stuff, we do want to do stuff like that. It's on the list.
Didn't you just get back from vacation though?
What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. Just giving you shit.
Yeah.
We know King's doing all the work. I'm just kidding. I saw all that stuff you guys brought over. It was friggin' insane. So you have everything cleaned out of your place now, right? Out of the old place?
No. As far as mining rigs go, all the rigs are moved.
Okay.
And they're on for the clients that want to be on. Tomorrow, actually, King is meeting me down here with Adam, and I'm bringing another guy. And I think GPU Riser is coming too.
Interesting.
We're just going to tear down my whole facility, clean it up, get the rest of that stuff out of there.
You gotta take that box down you built, right?
Yeah, and it's not hard. It's not hard to take down. It's not. It's just it's very, very small sheetrock and
no, it's just a pain in the ass.
There's just a billion screws everywhere.
It's just
I've already looked at it. It's a good thing I brought all my impacts though. I brought 2 impacts, so we'll be all right.
Yeah, the New England Crypto just said it right. He's quoting me. I'm like, that's step 212. We're on step 23.
Yeah,
that's kind of like we're gonna get there, guys. Eventually, we'll be, we're gonna have our own pools and on certain stuff. Like running a Bitcoin one is very expensive to do. We're not gonna. I don't know if we may be able to explore that, but maybe in the future, running a different project. I don't know right now. Like, there's so much work that has to be done for us to get to that point. And it's going to be Yeti will be here in a few days. So that's going to be stressful just because Yeti's going to want to start getting the VLAN set up. And I know him and King are going to be working on a lot of those VMs. And then we got to get the ops room set up. It's just a lot of stuff. So Hobbyist said, how long is your lease on the original location? My lease is up in a couple months, but my landlord is allowing me to leave early. So
Oh, that's
no
cool.
pressure there. I've already canceled the power there. The power there is off. So we just have to move all that stuff out of there. And it's small stuff now because the mining rigs, man, let me tell you, moving all that stuff, especially your shit. Oh my God, chunk. That shit is so heavy, bro.
Dude, it's
like,
ridiculous. Well, hey, I even took out some of the weight, all right?
oh my God, it was so heavy, man. And King was like breaking down the racks while me and my guy from the restaurant were just like loading them in the truck. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude. Back breaking work.
Man.
Crazy. Gave me with Smoky Dan. Appreciate it, man. I got it. I'll take a look at it. But yeah, man, it's just all we're waiting for now is just for Lumen to come in, and then we're gonna, we'll have the nodes up and running shortly after that. So
Nice.
it's just we're just waiting on the service provider at this point. So we have a meeting with them next week, and we're gonna get a timetable. I believe we'll get a timetable because I don't think they have to pull permits to go in. They said they might have to, but I don't think they have to because there's already, and King, correct me if I'm wrong, there's already like access from the manhole right in our front of our property.
So the part that they need to do permits from is the part where the manhole is the access to where they could go into the building, right? The part that they possibly need permits for is from that manhole out to the actual line, right? That's the part, that last part, because that part's on public property. So, it's by the city. So they need to contact the city of Melbourne and see if a permit is required. If a permit is required, then the engineer that came out and surveyed, he'll, give them all the detailed paperwork and pictures and stuff. And then we'll have to, we're waiting for permits. If they don't, then he'll just submit everything to Lumen and then they can proceed forward.
All right. So
Nice.
I'm kind of what I'm hoping for, and it's probably wishful thinking. I'm hoping that since there's already fiber infrastructure in the vicinity, I'm hoping that there's not going to be much that has to be done, especially since there's a hub across the street, which apparently they're not running our lines out of. So I don't know. It's not my thing. I'm just waiting for them. My thing right now is making sure our power infrastructure is installed, which I've been working a lot on that today, getting everything organized. Shout out to Luke in the chat. I was speaking with him. He gave me some really good advice, and then a few other people as well. So
we have S Chang in the chat. He actually, back on the solo mine and stuff, said, I just got an ETC block with just one iPolo V1 mini classic Wi-Fi, 101 days and 72% effort. I don't know if I would have the balls to leave it running that long without a payout. Like, I think I would, dude, after like a month, I'd be like, F this. Like, dude, that's 3 months? No way. That's crazy. I mean, well, you're not making that much, right? Like, he definitely made out because he wouldn't have made that much in 3 months, but holy shit. That's impressive. Good for you, man. Good for you. Blue Dragon Mining said, did you take those stickers off your case to lighten the load? No, I took all the shrouds off the GPUs, so there's literally just GPUs in there. But they're all X12 cases. There's no X8s, so they're just like loaded with GPUs. Actually, there's one missing in my RX 580 rig because I broke it when I was cleaning it. I still have to hit it with the heat gun, though, see if it works. All right, if you guys have any questions in the chat, please feel free to ask away. Mr. Max Voltage, do you have anything you want to talk about tonight specifically, or are you just...
Yeah, I do. But just an update. Looks like they're working on it. I'm hoping they're working on it. I know that we already figured out that we're talking about fluxpools.net, the mining pool. Asia is definitely working. Obviously, latency could affect profitability slightly. That's why we always want to mine the closest pool, closest location.
Geek of all trades sent me this. It says 192 kilosouls in the pool hash. It's like, what the heck? You just sent me this when we were talking about it.
Speaking of I'm sure it dropped a ton.
Yeah.
Speaking of pools going down, Wooly Pooley's Ergo solo mining, I guess Stratonport, their server, whatever, went down the other day. I'm not sure if anybody else noticed that. It was
Does anybody use that anymore? Wooly Pooley, do you guys use that?
I had a client on it, and he's like, hey man, what's up with my rigs? I'm like, oh no. So Yeti actually found out that it was on Wooly Pooley's side, And I actually tried to tell him, I'm like, listen, man, my latency to Wooly Pulley is like 75, 80 milliseconds. I said, go to 2 miners solo mining for Ergo. It's like under 20 at our facility. And he's hit a few blocks, hopefully, by now. So that's, I'm sure that because he's solo mining all his rigs on Ergo. I think, let me see. He's solo mining with 10 gigahash on Ergo.
We have a super chat from PK. He said, Hawking King, any plans for hash rental? Thank you for the $2 super chat.
Ooh. Well, it has been discussed. But right now, again, we're on step 23. That's probably step 123. So yes, there are plans for a lot of cool things in the future. We just want to get the fundamentals up and going right now. And then, yes, we're going to be offering a bunch of cool stuff, man. Like hash rentals will be one of them. And
did you see the Geek of All Trades comment in the chat? I'm not gonna read it out loud.
I'll just Terra never go down. Oh my god.
It's a riot, bro. You're hysterical. I can't even take you. For anybody that just might be listening, he said, "But I do, ladies."
That's nice.
We'll just leave
nice,
it at that.
Nice. That's good.
All right, let's see.
That's great.
Steven Cicero said, remind me tomorrow to email someone about that router / flux node issue you have. All right. Well, honestly, I haven't even dove into my nodes again because I am supposed to have somebody send a router. I don't even remember who it was at this point, but I'll probably buy one. But I haven't. I want to set up that server. So like as soon as I get that server going, then I will dive into the node thing on that. Max, go ahead. Give me shit.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to. I'm like, dude, man.
I knew it was coming. I saw your face.
The change in Flux OS. I'm like, it'd be a perfect opportunity to see if the problems you were having had disappeared.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if that was it? If it was just there was something wrong with Flux? I could just blame Flux instead of me having a shitty router.
It's compatibility with certain things that are programmed differently on different routers. So they did something unusual. I don't think that some routers expect. They did a TTL equals 0, which is they thought should be interpreted as infinite, and some routers interpreted as infinite and others did not. So I'm guessing that somehow FluxOS thought it wasn't going to rejuvenate that UPnP, and I could be completely wrong in this. This is just kind of the way that I've looked at it. And the router thinks it's something else. It thinks it's a shorter, like it's going to maximum time to live is this, and then because FluxOS thinks it's infinite, it doesn't do anything about it, and that's why it works and then stops. So, like I said, with my limited knowledge about that, which is very limited, that's just kind of what I have thought might be the case. I've been digging in, asked a few questions. I do know that the change to that TTL is being done to try to make more compatibility with routers. I asked that question and somebody responded in the support channel on Flux, and they basically said, yeah, that's the idea. So,
gotcha. In the chat, Steven Cicero said you need to cancel TV before you can swap the router. Funny, I actually just did that like 3 days ago. I canceled my TV because I'm like, I never watched this. I paid $200 and some odd a month, and I called and I'm like, I just want to get rid of cable because I don't need it. I don't use it. You guys changed my friggin' plan anyways. I don't have Nick Jr. and that's the only reason I had it was for my kids, and they don't even watch it anyways. I was like, all right, so now their app on their tablet doesn't work anymore. So I was like, F it. Like they only watch kids YouTube and freaking play like their educational games anyways. So I don't need the TV. Freaking $70 a month for internet now. I'm like, why was I paying for that TV the whole time?
This is a great indication. So when I canceled my TV, my cable TV, I went in there and I was like, man, I got a 2-year contract. You know, if I cancel my cable TV, because I just flat out can't
they don't do contracts
it.
no more, I don't think. So mine was just like whatever.
Comcast does.
Yeah. Oh, really? Verizon didn't, yeah.
Comcast is a 2-year contract.
Yeah. So anyway, I went in there saying that, and they're like, no, as long as you got a service, you know, you're good. I'm like, oh, you guys don't mind that I'm canceling TV? Like, well, not that, but we understand. So I don't think they're like so laser focused on TV. They're just, it's their cash cow.
Right.
So they're like, if you can't change to something different, then this is what we have, and we're not going to really develop anything on it. So I don't think that's where their focus is at this point. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, we
I
just
don't know.
stream
I thought
everything. It's like I have the Fire Sticks. Like every TV is a Fire TV, right? So like it has some sort of something like smart TV BS in it. Like I have the Apple TV. I get Apple movies that I've purchased. Like pay for Prime. We get Prime videos, kids shows, all this shit. It's insane. So like yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm just done with cable. But I had it because if you have people over, you want to watch a football game or just anything, like you got it.
Right.
And now I'm like, I'll hang out with people. I hang out with you guys. That's it. So like, F it. Like, also just play video games with my friends. I forget to do anything now.
We got YouTube TV as a replacement, and we haven't missed it. So bless you.
Thanks. Thank you.
So, but we haven't missed it. It did take a little bit getting used to, because yeah, your TV, instead of just immediately turning on to a channel, the last channel you had on, you got to take a little bit of time to let it boot up and select YouTube TV, let it come up. And then, but YouTube TV usually remembers your most, well, it always remembers your most, the channels you watch most. So like on ours,
when you say YouTube TV, like, it's just YouTube videos, right? Or is it?
No, YouTube TV is
YouTube
cool.
TV.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I'm going to pull a max. I'm going to cancel my entire Comcast is just a scam, man. And I think Comcast, if we're talking about this for a second, I think Comcast is just losing across the board. I think that their system is old. Fiber providers are putting them out of business. AT&T's got to be killing their internet. So when I looked over here where I live, there's actually territories that Comcast used to have these territories, and no other provider, because of the way the law was structured, nobody could go in there and offer a service. Like that's the way it used to be, right?
Sorry, network bit's just trolling you.
Now it's all over. Well, Comcast has my neighborhood, and there's only other service I can get in here is Starlink, right? Which obviously they can't stop that, right? So I spoke to my friend who's the HOA president, and she's like, I told her, I said, we need to get like fiber in this neighborhood. How do we? Because my neighborhood's really small. I'm like, so how do we do it? She's like, well, everybody's got to vote on it, and I think they're going to come up to a vote, which is good because Comcast is expensive. Dude, it's ridiculous. I pay like $250 a month with just cable and internet.
That's what it was like 200 something. I think it was just around 200.
It's complete garbage, man. It's just it's awful. Like I'm done with Comcast. I'm like the hobbyist, I'm going to stream everything. Like I'm over it.
Right. Well,
so I'm at about 160 between internet, which is 1.2 gig, and TV.
What's your upload?
95 for internet and 65 for the TV. So much less than the over 200 I was paying before.
It's insane. And then I call them. I'm like, hey, guys, you guys are charging me way too much. I didn't want to cancel it. And they go, oh, well, we'll give you 6 months at a discounted rate. Please don't leave us. And I'm like, no.
Right.
I'm
done. I didn't even get that 6 months ago.
I was in the store, and they didn't even do that. They're like,
yeah, no,
okay.
They're a terrible company.
They tried when I left them and I went to CenturyLink Fiber. You know what I mean? I brought everything in the store. I handed it on. I'm like, whoa, man, hold on before you cancel the internet. Maybe we can help you out. I'm like, all right, are you going to give me a gig up and gig down for $70 a month? And they're like, oh yeah, no, we can't compete with that.
That's what I have. Yeah, it's $70 a month, 1 gig up, 1 gig down, Verizon FiOS. Like I thought most of that was my internet when I called to cancel the cable. I thought it was just going to be like, $60 or something. I didn't realize it was 130 for the TV and freaking 70 for the internet. I'm like, geez, like I would have just done this a while ago.
I barely use it. YouTube TV is $60 a month, I think, or $50 a month, $65 a month. And dude, it's got everything.
Yeah.
Like it's got everything. Okay, you're streaming it. You're technically a little bit behind if you're watching like a live game, you're like 30 seconds, but who gives you shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
$60 a month. I had it at the facility. I'm gonna put it at the new facility. Like it's awesome to have. And
it's funny when you say that 30 seconds behind thing or whatever, because I remember one time
some people are pissed about that.
I was on the phone with my father, I think, and we were watching a game because he called me. It was like a sick play that just happened. The Pats, like, I don't even know, I forget, it was a while ago, but he's like on the phone with me, and I'm like waiting to see what happens, and he's hearing it before me, so he starts screaming, and I'm like, shut up. I'm like, I'm watching it. I'm like, you're ruining it. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I'm like, leave me alone. Jesus. Oh, it's so
That's
funny.
the only thing. That's the only thing, right? That people like are concerned about. Oh man, the latency. I had one friend who said, I don't want to do that, man, because if I start streaming everything, then it's going to be latency, and then like Comcast puts a cap at how much data you can use. So here's the messed up part, right, Max? So they charge you so much for internet, right? And let's say you cancel the TV services. They know what's going on. They're not stupid. They watch your cap on what you're using for your data. The minute you start streaming past that, they're going to ding you again.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it's a complete scam, which is why I'm happy that like AT&T is coming out with that now. The fiber for AT&T is like unlimited, and they give you one up, one down. Like then there's no cap, and Comcast is going to lose, man. I don't like to see. I mean, I don't wish failure on people. Okay, I would just like to see Comcast go under and burn in flames because they have been scamming people.
Comcast does have unlimited, but you have to pay extra for it.
It's ridiculous.
It's interesting. This is what cracks me up. It's $25 for their like X5 package, which includes unlimited. But if you only get unlimited and you use your own modem, it's $30 for unlimited. It's more expensive if you don't use their router. On top of that, their increased upload speed that's going to be available. It's already available in a lot of places in the Northeast. Like if you have 1.2 gig, there's I don't know how many markets have already been rolled out, but it's supposed to be rolled out by the end of last year. They will be able to have 200 meg upload, which is a hell of a lot better than the 35 that the 1.2 gig gets now. So it's a lot higher. I can't wait until that comes here. But anyway, but you can only get that if you are using their gateway. That's the only way. So anyway, it's just really screwed up the way that they do things.
Because they want that monthly modem rental, that they charge you for.
Yeah,
I actually get less. I actually take my CenturyLink routers back to them. You know what I mean? Like they do the initial install with it, and then I just use my own. They're like, yeah, man, cool. Bring it back. We'll give you like $5 or $10 off your bill or whatever. I'm like, all right.
So tying back to Flux, this is kind of interesting to those people that have Comcast and have enough upload, but they didn't want to pay for the extra bandwidth. So the Flux nodes used to take 2.5 terabits of data every month. The caps are at 1.2. Now they've brought that down to around 200 gigabits. So if you're running one node, maybe two nodes, and have the rest of your stuff going on, the odds of you getting above that 1.2 terabit data limit per month is a lot less. So for anybody out there that might have been reluctant to start a node because of how much data it used, shouldn't have any trouble with that going forward. I'm gonna keep looking at my data now that they've made the change to see if the overall data drops as much as they say it does.
So when did that happen? Recently? Like
it happened recent. Well, they said over the last few releases, it's come down from to this. So I don't know. I haven't been tracking it to see how it's been coming down. I'll be able to see a history of 6 months to see how much it's been coming down. But I'll also have to look at it to see when I rolled out my nodes too, because I've been increasing the number of nodes at the same time they've been bringing that down, which makes it a little bit more complicated to kind of see.
So everybody uses speedtest.net, right? What I've actually found to be more accurate is Google's speed test. Have you ever tried it and looked at the difference?
I have not.
The Google speed test I found is to be way more accurate.
And
to what I'm getting.
What link is that? And you have an affiliate link for that?
Just share the screen. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
What do you mean? Don't share the screen?
No, don't.
No, because I'll have your IP address.
They'll put your IP address on there.
I don't think this one shows your IP address. Let me run it one more time. No, it doesn't. There's no IP address here.
What's the link?
When it's done, it usually tells you your IP. And
are you talking about the one with the speed test on Google and it just comes up with a little meter on there and you hit run?
Yeah.
No,
but it runs like a full thing.
No,
it's been accurate to what I have, closest to what I have.
Well,
like speedtest.net is for some reason it's always like off. It's off by a large margin. Yeah, no, there's no there's no link. It's just go Google speed test. It's their own.
Type speed test.
Type in speed test.
What's the URL?
It's on.
I'm not going
Google.com.
to search for it, but
Google.com. Type in
Yeah.
speed test.
I know how to do a search. I thought you would like, is it speedtest.google.com? I just figured I'd short
just
cycle it.
Google.com. Speed test. It's on the top of the thing. It's their own built-in thing. You'll see. You'll understand what I mean when you do it. You're like, oh.
Read what Goat just put in the chat. The speed test shows connectivity to their data centers.
Let's see. I think it's
So
this
that
one,
doesn't mean overall
go,
speed, right? That just means
Here you
to
go.
Google. No, I don't want to show it.
There's no
Are you
IP
sure?
address.
All right, this is your fault.
no
Remember,
IP.
if anything's on this, it's your fault.
Hold on.
Okay.
There's no
Just,
IP
just for the
address
record,
here.
everybody here, you're all witnesses. I didn't do anything
There's no
bad.
IP.
Here we go.
Bring a rocket launcher, okay? There's no goddamn. There's no. I'll test it again to show you why you look. You got it up?
Yeah, it's
I
up.
can't see. Look. Wow, that's why is it doing that?
Because you're freaking streaming, you boob.
Oh yeah. Probably. It was just yeah, but mine's right around. Well, the one I just showed you guys.
300 down and 20 up.
I'm gonna
That
take
is
it off
awful.
because I have a feeling it's gonna show his
That's
IP.
what's
It's
here
not
at the
gonna show.
Airbnb.
It's not gonna
It
show.
actually doesn't
All right.
show. I saw it.
It doesn't show. This is awful. By the way, see 9 milliseconds, but
Well,
it's the circus in Miami. Hold on. Let me run this one more time.
On another note, what do you guys think about the
This is awful.
Flux halving countdown coming up in 13 days? Oh, beginning of February, right? I don't even know what day that actually is.
Yeah, everyone
It's
start
13
mining,
days.
litter box and all those other coins. Everybody move away. so I
It'll
get my
happen.
So
I mean,
it's
people
gonna
will
be
move. It'll take a while, but
February
people will
3rd.
move just because it's not as profitable.
So it's February 3rd, right?
hate
Oh, February
Comcast.
4th.
I
It says it
just-
right there on the bottom.
I just hate
Dummy.
Comcast.
But it's going from 75 to 37.5. So, man, I wonder how bad that's going to affect people when it comes to mining. What do you guys think in the chat? Let us know if you think it's going to go up. Let's say put 22 in the chat. If you think the price is going to go down,
Oh, it's
put
going to go up.
33 in the chat.
Not-
Well,
It's not
it-
financial.
you never know.
typically- But what we see from past happenings is that maybe a month or 2 months later, we've all seen prices go up.
not
Am I
always
wrong?
true though. When it comes to Raven coin,
Well, Raven coin is not.
it doesn't matter, though.
Raven coin is a peer-to-peer.
it's still a coin.
I mean,
The halving
there's- I
came.
love others-
Everyone
Yeah.
thought it was going to be great things, and then it took a
Yeah.
shit.
Raven
So-
coin. Listen, man. Let's just call what Raven coin is. It's the your retarded little brother to Bitcoin. Okay, like nobody
That's a
really
harsh
cares.
word.
Okay, like
Jeez.
it is. What?
Don't say the R word.
Okay,
That's just
it's the
rude.
mentally ill version
There you
of
go.
Bitcoin. Okay,
Jeez.
better. All right,
Much
like
better, thank
everybody
you.
likes Raven, but
It
Raven
just doesn't have the same
have-
ring to it.
It doesn't have any like. It just I don't know, man. Like there's nothing there for me with Raven coin. I don't see anything special about it.
Yeah,
I
no,
really
I don't
honestly,
see any development. I don't
There's-
see
yeah.
any marketing. I
Right.
don't see any push.
So
And there's
that's
a
the
happy
difference.
medium between the two. But what is happening and what are they doing? What's the team? I don't know. It was
It's-
there and then it wasn't.
Like I just don't think. Oh my god, did
So-
Retro Mike just say XRP Army rise up? Stop.
Everybody that's here, please, 22 in the chat if you think Flux is going to be raising in price, 33 in the chat if you think it's going to be decreasing. I just want to know. Oh, I could do a poll. Yeah, let's do a poll.
Oh,
Let me do it.
I think
Hold on.
this could push all coins unprofitable for a little bit. Miners will migrate to other coins. Yeah, Mine Sun 10 made a point. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But you got to give it time to bounce up, right? I mean, typically when we see happenings, we see, we do see a
DJ
price
Minds,
increase,
you
right?
hater.
DJ Mines. Hey.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Like, like a lot of people are probably going to shut off, which means, the difficulty comes down. So whoever's still on there will probably be getting, I don't know if they'd be getting more.
A halving?
But yeah, isn't that what it's actually called?
Happening.
Oh, it is a
Halving.
happening.
No,
Whatever.
it's a halving.
Okay, I wrote halving.
HLV.
Oh, I know,
ING.
but why? Like, why can't I say halving? It's just cutting it in half, right? It just sounds stupid. I don't know. Whatever. Shut up. Let's just enjoy the poll, will you? All right. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. So like people shutting off, right, because they're not getting as much in return. I feel like could be negative towards the whole Flux price overall, but I don't know.
Here's the thing. So
Short term, I agree.
What they have said is they will do another, what's the word I'm looking for? Having for the amount of flux that you need per node. They will be doing another one of those, but they have to get to a certain amount of not usability. God, I cannot think of words tonight. Has to be a certain amount of usage. So a certain percentage of complete capacity used, like 70%. So if the halving causes people to take down their nodes and therefore drive it to that, then they will have the amount of flux needed to launch nodes. Now, the idea is that that's not going to happen, that people will still keep their nodes up, and that basically reducing the amount of flux being paid out, again, leads to scarcity, less of it out there, and more growth in flux usage will continue to drive the price of flux up. The more demand, the more scarce, and basically growing the price. And the thing is there's actually like business model behind this, as opposed to, oh yeah, we'll just have more scarce Bitcoin and it'll go up as a result. Not saying that that's not going to happen. My point is that Bitcoin is a store of value. That's generally the way it's seen. Yes, more scarcity will make it more valuable, but there isn't a business behind it saying there's going to be more Bitcoin needed in order to pay for the services on Bitcoin. That doesn't happen. The flux, you're going to need more flux in order, as there's more and more adoption of it, there's going to be more and more need for flux to be used, therefore driving up the value of it. That's the idea why this could, not financial advice, but why I think this could be different.
May I want to quote something from Mind Some 10, who I always value his opinions. He's very educated in this. He says, I think the price will stay in this range before and after. It will move with BTC. It could do better price-wise without halving, because less people in the ecosystem cause money, $sign. I understand what he's saying. Like, it may not, nothing may happen. I mean, especially if BTC stays on the trend it's been staying on, knock on wood, it stays up there. Okay. I mean, the flux price might stay or, just kind of level out versus I don't think it's going to dip. You know what I mean? And listen, to quote the famous Warren Buffett, nobody can predict markets. Okay. Right. I don't care if it's stock market, crypto market, nobody can predict what's going to happen. We're all just going to have to sit back and see how the cookie crumbles with that. So, I mean, we could all sit here and go.
That's true, but it is remarkable how consistent the Bitcoin cycle has been up to this point.
Right.
Correct.
Every cycle is slightly different, and the timing of everything is different, but the same general things happen. And as I said earlier, I said sometime this year, over the period of the year, when I initially said there wasn't going to be any increase, I was like, you know what? I think we're going to be 50 to 100% higher by the end of the year, but we're going to see ups and downs. Right now, I see we're in an up. We could see additional up. I think we're going to see another down before the end of the year. It all depends on where we end up, but I think we're going to end up in that $24,000 to $32,000 range by the end of the year.
I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Real quick. Kaiser McLean earlier this afternoon said the DXY cross happened. Prepare for a major spike in Bitcoin, he told me. So I don't know. What's the DXY? Does anybody know? I don't know what that is.
It's something that obviously has to do with like
it's obviously the charts. Like they have like the
the averages. It crosses over certain averages usually.
I can't remember this. There's two crosses, like lines. Is it EMA 20 or something? There's certain ones that they only cross so often, and I don't know if that's the one he's talking about, the same one I'm thinking of. I don't know the technical terms for it, but if anybody knows in the chat, that's what he said. Also, it's PJ Buy had a good point in the chat. He said, I feel like a lot of people who are mining Flux right now aren't profitable, so I don't think there will be a major drop in hash, which actually makes total sense. So I agree with that. Makes sense. Let's see. Anything in the chat, please feel free to @ me, and we will answer your questions.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction, and I could be wrong. Like I was wrong about the Ethereum merge, which everybody seems to want to still hold over my head, which is fine, Max. Thanks.
What happens?
So
I haven't said anything.
You didn't have to. That smile.
Oh yeah, every time you bring it up, it's gonna make me smile. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. You're cheering me up.
My BTC prediction this year is that we hit 40 easy. I think if everything stays the way we're going, and I'm sorry, I
Dude,
can't.
I want some of that Kool-Aid you're drinking. Please send it this way.
No, man, I think
Yeah,
it's gonna.
I don't think we see 40.
I don't think we see 40,
actually,
but maybe.
We
Nice.
could see 40. I don't think we'll end up in the 40 range. I think we'll be, like I said, my prediction is 24 to 32.
Okay, if
Based on
BTC
past
hits
history.
40 this year, I'll give away I'll do a GPU giveaway, hands down. I think it'll hit.
Stay away
I think
from
it'll
my
hit
rigs.
40. I think it'll hit 40. I'll give away half of Chum's farm.
What the fuck?
For every 1,000 it jumps up. For every 1,000
Zero
jumps up.
chance, people. Zero chance. Let's see. The Maker's Dimension said, I would say that is true. I mind Flux not being profitable, but if that profit is halved, I'll just shut off and buy it. Yeah, so that's also true. Like most of the people, right? So right now we're in a weird situation, right? Everybody, or most people in the area where I'm from anyways, are mining for heat, right? That's kind of where most people are, where they get snow, using it for warmth right now. When it gets to springtime and the profits are even worse and you don't need the heat, now you're in the pickle, like, all right, I should probably just shut it off and buy it if I want it that bad, right? Because there's no point. For one, you're putting miles on your GPUs, right? Or hours, whatever, however you want to put it. It's like putting mileage on your car when you don't need to, right? You're running your GPUs for no reason if you could just purchase the Flux instead of paying for the electricity to run the cards. You know what I mean? Just my opinion anyways. That's my plan. Bacon, eggs, and hash said, I'm just going to buy it. Makes sense, man.
I don't think New England crypto. I love you, I really do, but I completely disagree with you. I don't think the next bull run is going to be until 2025. I think that's completely wrong. It's very rabid mining.
No. 2024. Halfway through 2024.
Yeah. I don't think
the halving is going to happen for Bitcoin. It's going to happen in March.
In 2024,
happening
right?
much earlier in the year than the previous halvings.
Hey, when's the Litecoin halving, by the way? I'm gonna look.
It's supposed to be coming up.
Yeah, it's in like May or something, right?
That's going to be interesting too, though. I would love to see, because Litecoin doesn't really follow the Bitcoin trend, right?
No,
or
it's nice
again,
hack.
I know I said nobody can predict the markets. These are assumptions, but it doesn't really. Is it August?
August 7th.
So this is going to be interesting to see. I want to see what's going to come out with this.
What's
DJ
interesting about this though is everybody who's got the Litecoin, the script miners,
the L7s.
most of what they're making is not Litecoin. Most of what they're making is Doge. So
you can mine to like Litecoin pooled, was it .org or something like that?
Litecoinpool.org, and they combine
It'll convert all your Doge into Litecoin.
I'm gonna be doing a video this week coming up. I did a test again with Unmineable and Max. After that video that we made, things seem better, which is freaking weird. So like, I don't know if it was like maybe some shady shit. Hopefully not. But I took the script miner, right, run into F2 pool, and then I ran it for like 10 days over there. But I also did Unmineable for I think 6 different coins, and then I did Litecoin yesterday and back today to F2 pool just to see what the payout was. So F2 pool would give me like almost 200 Dogecoin or 200 depending. Like as soon as the market started raising, my profits were going down a little bit, like 190, 180 Dogecoin. But I would always get close to 0.1 LTC, or it would actually be 0.1, and then it went down to like 0.09 or whatever when the profitability went, worse. The profit on Unmineable was, I think it was 0.28 on LTC, and the dollar amount value is actually greater than what I got from F2 pool. So I was like, well, this isn't the same as it was with the whole ETC bullshit. Like, what is happening? It just kind of like.
But here's the thing. So again, the whole problem with what we were finding with Unmineable was not necessarily how much they were taking. It was the transparency of it. Right. They were saying one thing and it was different. Mm-hmm. But what I found interesting, kind of on the same, I was not the only one saying, hey, don't mine with HIVEON because their profitability is lousy. But
and then it changed, right?
Because they're like, oh no, we don't have any fees. We don't have any fees. Mm-hmm. Well, you're paying for the gas fees somehow. And I get it. Just be transparent about it. That's all we're asking for. Right. But yet when they said, now you guys are going to have to pay for the fees, all of a sudden they became competitive. Imagine that.
Yep.
So yes, Unmineable was called out. They might have looked at a few things and said, we need to fix a few things and tweak a few things. And And that actually is good. I just wish they would come out and say, we discovered a few things and this is what we've changed as a result.
So I don't you know, I have nothing bad to say of Unmineable. Right. Obviously they're a business, they got to make money. I totally get it. But exactly. Like, it was just, we were super shocked the first test that I did with ETC DTC. So like, I mean, I get it. It's not a direct pool, right? They still got to like, whatever, do their own thing in the background. So it makes sense, but it was just a lot of a percentage difference. And now when I did the whole LTC thing, I was like, why? I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, last night it was 12 hours later and I was already at 0.1 LTC. And I'm like, huh.
Like, again, over a short period of time, that could just be luck.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should run it for another day then. So like I took the payout 24 hours later. It was like 25 hours, but, maybe I should do another day and then I'll do that video early next week or mid next week and see, just because it was so interesting to me, at least, you know. Geek Ball Trade said on Unmineable, you make more yield mining than native chain. Go ahead, Hawk. What are you gonna say?
No, I think Litecoin's a sleeping giant, man. I really do. I think there's gonna be, I think there may be a time, and this may sound crazy, where Litecoin, as far as use case goes, surpasses a lot of, it becomes like in the top 3 as far as use case for like transactions. I mean, the fees are low, man. The fees are really low. Like I was even talking to Yeti about, like, because we have BitPay at Terra, and I said a lot of people use Litecoin, man. Like Litecoin's accepted on HIVEOS. It's Simple Mining uses Litecoin. Like there's a tons of people across Europe are using it. Asia, it's huge. Like I really do think Litecoin's going to overtake. It's going to come, man. It's going to come big, bro. It's going to come out of nowhere too. And I think that's why those, we're not seeing it now. Like a lot, somebody mentioned to me, well, when do you think they're going to create like an L8 or an L9 equivalent of a Litecoin miner? And I said, I don't think they're going to, man. Like, because Litecoin has actually been pretty consistent as far as mining has been concerned with profitability, right? Because it's used a lot.
That's true too. So it has been really like kind of flat across the board.
Right? Litecoin, has it been used more than Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't want to say that because that's really, I wouldn't say that,
but it's the silver to the gold. That's what I think, anyways. That's
I would love to see the numbers though. I would love to see as far as like number of transactions and like how much goes through the network on a daily basis compared Bitcoin compared to Litecoin. And I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to be too far. I think they'll be like within 10 to 15% of each other. Obviously, Bitcoin being higher.
Mass Boost said Litecoin is fast and cheap on fees. It really is, actually. So when I got paid from Unmineable, well, actually, was it Unmineable? Yeah, I think it was the payment today. I saw 0 fees when I received the payment. It was like, it just said $0, and I was like, "That's interesting." So, like, I don't know if that's because of Unmineable or what, but I know Litecoin is really cheap.
A lot of people say, "Oh, the founder of Litecoin sold all his stake and left." He did sell it, but you know what, man? Don't sit here and let's just call it what it is for a minute. If you had tons of money in this project and it was going to change your life, you'd sell too. All right, you'd sell at least half. Okay, you want to make some money.
Oh, you're talking about
what's his name? That Litecoin creator. Like,
is it Charlie Lee? Is that his name?
I don't know his name, but he sold it. And you know what, man? Good for him. He created a project. It became successful. He wanted to make some money on it. So what? It's still a good project. Like, so what? The creator sold his stuff. Big deal. That doesn't mean the project's garbage. It means that the creator wanted to make some money for everything he worked on. I'm with that. Yeah. Like, who cares? Would I sell if I made a project that was successful and make some money? Probably. I mean, I don't blame him for that.
Right. But, yeah. His name was Charlie Lee. And yeah, I don't blame him either. I mean, I totally get it.
But money, at least everybody's after money here.
Right. He was upfront about it. Like he came out and he was like, listen, I sold all this and that's it. He wasn't like one of these rug pull guys, just freaking see ya, and he just disappeared. Like, at least he faced it and he was like, listen, I sold all my stuff, or however much it was. I don't remember. I think it was like half or something.
It was a lot. It did dump the price a little. It did.
Yeah, of course it did, but
it recovered.
Yeah.
And it's still being worked on. Litecoin is still being developed. Like, it's moving forward. There's people that actively work on it. I believe he's involved somewhat. I don't think 100% anymore, but like, I mean, come on, man. Like,
I mean, it's pretty sick. At least he's a face to the company, right? And on top of it, like, I mean, it didn't kill the coin. Like if it killed the coin, it'd be a totally different story. Like, hey, the guy's an asshole, but it didn't.
It didn't. And that's because he built a very robust network with that. And I think Litecoin, like I said, I think Litecoin can be very, very close to Bitcoin as far as the transactions go. And I don't know, man. It's just my thing. I love Litecoin. I'm a huge fan of it, and I think it's gonna be big in the future, man. I really do. I mean, Bitcoin's king. We know that, but man, Litecoin's like right behind it. Is right behind it. Like, let's not get crazy, but anyway, yeah.
What do you think, Mr. Max? You're thinking too hard over there. You think anything good about Litecoin?
I'm answering Kirk Solar's question, but I guess I'll just do that now. So current, including parallel assets, cumulus nodes make about 40 flux a month. So after the halving, they will make about 20 flux a month.
Interesting.
What were you gonna say, King? You were gonna say something?
I was just saying, what about the Dogecoin though? From the merge mining, man. I'm waiting for Elon to make Twitter blue. You have to pay with Doge.
So if that happens, or if that,
with
so the only thing though, right, for Elon, so I don't know if that would happen, only because he could get in a shitload of trouble for kind of promoting a crypto that could benefit him, right? Because now Twitter's his, it's actually benefiting him, right, at this point.
Dude, that dude is so smart, man.
He is smart, so he might make a way around it, but
he's 5 steps ahead of these people, bro. He was 5 steps ahead in every situation he's been in.
But
legally.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful because, the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Let me tell you something.
Good saying,
you have
right?
Elon money, okay? You have a team of lawyers on a full court press at your defense, okay?
Right.
Like, they already know what he's going to be accused of. They already worked the defense. They already know, and I'm telling you, man. Like, the guy knows what he's doing, bro. You don't build $1 trillion company.
No, for sure.
One out of many companies just being an idiot. Okay, like you don't. I don't care what anybody says. You talk shit about Elon, Tesla's this and their stock and all blah blah blah. SpaceX. Listen, I don't see you doing it.
Right.
So until you got $1 trillion company and you make rockets and you can make all this money, then you can talk.
No, I get it. The only thing I don't personally think that he's going to be a pusher of Doge, only because he can get some sort of ramifications for it. So I honestly still think Doge has a great potential, even though, whatever he said was last year or a year before, however long ago it was, it's still going to have its ripple effects, I think, in Doge. To be honest, to me anyways, knock on wood and not financial advice, I don't think it's going anywhere. So I think it's a good bet to see Doge at least to its all-time high on the next bull run. It's easy to buy. It's cheap. People get it. Like, it's
just as robust as Litecoin.
I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? You can use it to pay for things. Like, you can cash out easy. Like, it's just, I don't know.
It's man, it's so many haters.
I didn't mean pay for things, but it's easy to just cash out. You could sell it at Coinbase. You could buy it in Coinbase. Like, it's just simple for people to do. So I don't know. The average person will buy Doge, and that's what I think too. So I'm trying to get like a decent bag of it. I have a feeling it's going to get to $1. Not financial advice. It's just my opinion. I think it would get there someday. There's definitely a means to get there. What was it, 70 something cents, if I'm not mistaken? It's all-time high. So it's it's not out of the realm of possibilities if Bitcoin gets over its all-time high. That's my opinion. Let's see.
Right. I think, like I said, Maker's Dimension says the fees aren't as nice as LTC is in comparison to Doge. I agree.
Right. DJ Mine said Tesla used to accept Bitcoin for cars, no issues. Yeah. So the only thing though about that is Elon didn't influence for it. Right. So by him influencing Doge, there's like laws that he can really get effed, because now it's a financial benefit in him owning Tesla. If he did that about Bitcoin, it would have been a financial benefit, and then he would have been screwed. Like, it's legal shit.
Hold it though. So hold on.
He has to hold a certain amount. Like, he has to physically hold
any. Doesn't hold any. He just if he holds some, it's a very minuscule amount. He has to, like, in order to prove that. Okay, you have to know. Like, let's just say I was a top influencer, right? And I had 5 million Doge. Quiet, Max. 5 million Doge, right? And then I go and I say, and everybody knows I have 5 million Doge. And then I go on there and say, guys, Doge to the moon. It's going to change everybody's life. And it goes up 15%. And then I sell. That's where he gets effed. Okay.
Right.
That's where he gets in trouble. It got to listen.
Well, with him owning Twitter, though, it's still profit for him.
In court.
Right.
It's what you can prove. The SEC can sit there. Oh, we're investigating Elon Musk and blah, 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 blah. They're not going to do nothing. Going to happen. You know why nothing's going to happen? Because it's all talk. It's just enough to make people think that they're doing their job when they're underfunded and they don't do shit. So let's just call it what it is. They have more. They're still investigating frauds from the stock market from the 90s. Okay, they can't get enough people to work their cases. Let's not get crazy here. All right, that's a lot of it is a bunch of hobble-baloo from the just FUD. That's really all it is, man. It's all BS, bro. Like has he been fined? Like, has he had any charges ever stuck? Because there's been a couple times where they wanted to find him. Yeah.
No, they couldn't.
No, never. Nothing's ever happened, right?
Well, he didn't own Twitter either. It wasn't because it wasn't for a financial benefit. That was the outcome.
Even if he owns Twitter, Twitter doesn't run on by Doge. He just accepts it as payments, and that's for his users, not him. Just call it what it is, though.
Right.
Like,
no, I get it.
Everybody's going, oh, Elon.
Well, I mean, let's look at somebody else actually that honestly could be more in hot water, but you haven't heard anything about it, partially because he isn't as polarizing as Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban has openly said that he holds Doge.
Mm-hmm.
And well, his kid is in Doge, whatever. And he has said that he wants to accept Doge at the Mavericks games.
Hey,
has he really?
So that's the thing.
That's cool.
Could he have announced that? He didn't say they do. He's saying he wants to get to the point where they can. Well, that's a thing that you would say if you were trying to drive the price of Doge higher.
That's completely subjective, though. Because if I
agree, my point is that he's, Elon Musk and what he has done is not quite as direct of a tie. I don't think does he hold any Doge?
He hasn't said it if he does.
As I say, I don't think he's actually come out and publicly said that. Cuban has. And then said that. So there could be a quid pro quo type thing going on there, possibly. Anyway, my point is I find it interesting that there's a lot of focus on Elon Musk because he's more polarizing, but yet Mark Cuban got off scot-free with that when it's a similar thing. You shouldn't do one without the other. And I'm not saying either of them did anything wrong. That's not my point. My point is that treating everybody who is in the position of power that they are and treating them equally. That's my point.
Everything can be open to interpretation.
Yes.
Okay. I could be Mark Cuban and be who I am as far as status and the arenas and the teams and all the stuff that I own, right? And I make an announcement on TV that says, hey guys, I'm accepting Litecoin and Doge for payment. That's all he says. Okay. The price could pump because now everybody wants, all his fans are probably going to buy it, right? And the SEC can say, they can say whatever they want. They can say, Mark Cuban is pumping the price just to fill up his own bag and all this, whatever they can say. But in actuality, that's hearsay. It's completely hearsay because that's not what with law. There's one word that you have to prove. It's intent. Okay. Yeah. If you can prove his intention was to do that, hands down, all the way, you're gonna get choked by the SEC. You can't prove that. They'll take you to court. They'll question you. They'll tie you up in some litigation. But in the end, they ain't going to win because it's your word against theirs. It's their interpretation of the law versus your attorney's interpretation of the law. Unless you have a smoking gun, okay, where you knew Mark Cuban's wallet, you knew that he sold all the Doge after that announcement, then you got a little bit of an argument.
Right.
Then you get into constitutional rights after that. Like you can't tell me what I can and cannot do with my own property. Right. So it's all bullshit, in my opinion. It's all bullshit. Sorry.
Todd Theobot, I don't know how to say your name. He said Elon does own Doge. Interesting. I've never heard him say it actually, but
I next
owns a small amount. Not enough to make a difference with his net worth. That'll be even worth it. You know what I mean? Bacon, Eggs, and Hash says that's why you get 10 years in prison if it was the stock market. Well,
right.
Okay. Well, that's because that's a regulated industry. It's been heavily scrutinized. There's been people there, but so here's the thing though. What's the difference? So here's an example, Max. Boeing Airlines comes out and says they're releasing a brand new plane. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be at 25 more airlines and it's going to be revolutionary and the price goes up, right? Now, what happens if the CEO sells right after that? Is he going to be scrutinized by the SEC?
Yes.
Right.
There's a quiet period. There's a quiet period. You cannot, around quarterly reports and any significant events, there's a period of time before and after that you cannot sell. It's at least 30 days before and after. It was my recollection. When I worked for Tellabs, we went through insider trading because we were being given options. That was back when Tellabs was actually worth something. Anyway, we were given options and we were told what we could or could not do.
Right. Well, let's say he doesn't sell, and he just making an announcement, and the price through the market goes up all the way. Right. It goes up 40%. What are people going to say then? Oh, CEO of Boeing makes an announcement to increase the price of their stock. It's all bullshit. It's all people's opinions. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's my point of this. And, you know, we're going to see those type of rules with crypto, though. I believe we're going to see those rules come out.
Here's the thing, though. Different thing with a company is, what is every corporation's main guideline?
Oh, they want to make money.
To maximize shareholder profit. That is in law. That's what they're supposed to do. So, yes, could he be influencing his own pocketbook? Sure, but he can always go back to, if by increasing the price of the stock, I'm increasing shareholder value. So that's one reason why that particular thing doesn't hold, and that's why insider trading laws are there, in order to say, yes, you can do these things, but you are limited as to when you can actually. And by the way, executives, there's also limits. They have to pre-announce when they're selling, and pre-announce when they're engaging their options. There's lots of regulation in place when it comes to executives and selling and options.
Right. Right. And I agree with you 100%. All I'm saying is people can say whatever they want to say, and say you got to prove the intent. And I'm telling you, that kind of regulation is coming to, it's going to come to crypto, one form or fast. It's going to hit the exchanges first. Regulation is going to hit the exchanges first.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it has to.
I think, honestly, I'm not against the regulation of the exchanges, and for a couple reasons. As long as it stops there, which it won't. But if it stopped, let's just say in a perfect, beautiful world, if regulation stops at the exchange level and just stays the way it is for us, then I think that'll be good, because then you can kind of get rid of you can lower the risk of all the pump and dumps and all the scam coins and all that other stuff. Like, if you have to show certain things, like, and then I think that'll kind of level the market out. What do you want to say? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to read this tweet that I've had up for like 10 minutes. I'm just kidding, Hawk. It's okay. All right. We have, out of curiosity, this is from Elon Musk, said, I acquired some, I don't even know what this is.
ASCII.
ASCII hash?
ASCII.
So what the hell just happened? God damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Out of curiosity, I acquired some ASCII hash strings called Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. What the hell is, I've never heard of that.
Okay. So ASCII is basically your numbers, and basically it's all everything you have on your keyboard, or ASCII. I forget what it stands for. I'm sure somebody in the chat probably can look up to see what ASCII actually stands for, but it's characters.
Interesting. But yeah, he said, again, underneath that tweet, he said, as I've said before, I don't bet the farm on crypto. True value is building products and providing services to your fellow human beings, not money in any form. This is on October 24th, 2021. I've never actually seen him tweet or say anything about owning crypto. Interesting. Well, thank you for that, whoever said it in Mr. Crypto Mining Insider. Appreciate you.
Shaquille O'Neal said something, that he was talking to Jeff Bezos, and I always remembered this as far as when I'm thinking of business. Shaquille O'Neal said when he was talking to Jeff Bezos, he asked like investment advice, right? And he said, Shaquille O'Neal said, my portfolio quadrupled when I started investing, and this is piggybacking what Elon said, when I started investing, instead of like products so much, as I started investing in services for human beings that made their life better. And this is the whole concept that we have with the data center, right? Is that we're providing services. Yes, we're starting on the low end of the spectrum as far as, you know, what we're providing. But that's when that's the idea. If you want to become rich, invest in things that help humanity, and invest in things that, you know, are going to make the world a better place, and your portfolio will always do good. That's just my opinion on that. And that's kind of my mentality with my position at Terra. That's why I'm investing. We offer so much, and that's why I'm investing so much into our clients and what we're doing, because that pays dividends along the way. these short scams, man. I'm telling you, you'll make you'll make some money there, but then that's it. You know what I'm saying? So just something interesting that I read, because Elon did touch on that in that tweet there, and I thought that's very interesting.
Yeah,
so,
no, it makes total sense. I mean, I get it. And you kind of like, you're happy with yourself at the end of the day too, when you're actually doing something useful and not just, selling shit or doing nothing.
Says, how do you think a data center is going to do that, Hawk? Okay. Can I take a minute to answer this?
Yeah, it's Sweeney, by the way. Go ahead.
Sweeney, sorry. A data center can do that in many different ways. Okay. Securing people's information to protect against identity theft. That's a service a data center would offer. Processing for medical information. Some hospitals have their own little mini setup. Some of them send stuff out to be processed. That can help out. New AI applications that can prevent and treat diseases are going to be run through data centers. Okay, I can sit here and justify why data centers will be great all day long. So that's how that will help. And that's just
want to know how yours is going to help.
Well, if we had the budget coming in, it would be beneficial. We have to grow to that, and that's what we're growing to, and that's just where that's going to go.
I'm just giving you shit. But yeah,
data centers can definitely benefit people moving forward in a lot of different ways, especially now with the implementation of AI. I think that once AI hits the medical field, man, and they really start using it, you're going to see a lot of new things come out. And
speaking of AI, Blaine Anderson in the chat, he said, have any of you guys messed around with Chat GPT? Is that an AI? I believe it is, right? It's like a AI chat thing. He said, super interesting technology, but one step closer to the machines taking over. Yeah, so I heard that that's kind of interesting. I have not used it personally, but there are some people that are coding with what is it? Open Chat it's like Open Chat AI or something like that along those lines. I forget. Somebody called in when we were on a viewer call-in and said something about that. I think it was Blast Mining. Was it? Was it Blast?
I've heard of it, but I haven't used it.
There was talks about using it to rewrite, or AI is going to write code or something, and there was a few people that were doing that. I don't know how accurate that is, but
yeah. DJ Mine said, WTF, all my flux pool rigs are running idle for hours. Yeah. Do you want to fill them in, Max?
Yeah, the flux pools is down. So you got to mine to Asia server.
Yeah, Asia.
Unfortunately. Oh, really? I got one at home. Well, it's still showing hash rate.
If you're mining, well, hang on a second. Are you mining with LOL Miner?
I'll tell you right now.
If you're mining with LOL Miner, my understanding is that it will automatically switch when your actual server goes down.
King, you're mining with
Mini Z will not.
King's on Mini Z right now for his flux.
You are no longer the Mining King. You must change your name to Joker or something along those lines. All right, Geek of All Trades, OpenAI is the company Microsoft bought that created the Chat GPT-3 algo. Okay, so all right, so it's the same thing. So Chat GPT is the OpenAI thing. I got you. Okay, all right. First time dealing with the whole AI thing, but yes, Mr. Joker Miner did send that to me the other day. Appreciate that. And he was asking me something. I was like, good, ask them how to make a 4-inch round for a 120 millimeter fan. And he sent me like the whole coding to it. Like this thing answered the question like a jillion things. I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what any of that says, but well, I mean, I know what it says, but I don't know where to put that to make what I needed to make. But that's very interesting. The thing spit it out like that. It was amazing.
Just for the records, for all the football fans, Philly just blew out the New York Giants 38-7.
Nice, dude. I haven't watched football since Brady left. No, I'm not even kidding. Since he left New England, I have not watched a second of football at all.
Wow.
Yeah,
really I just aren't you?
I never really gave a shit about sports, to be honest. I worked my whole life, dude. Like during school and stuff, like I was never those kids that was in sports. Like I literally went like paper route to work to like I'd always worked weekends, nights, like every day. It was awful. I never did any type of sports. So I never really got into it. All right.
Football I've always loved. I never played it though. My mom wouldn't let me. Yep. One of those moms that would not let their son play football. You
got a scratch. She's like looking you all over.
The trainer on the basketball team was also the trainer for the football team. He was so trying to get me to go to football. He's like, you got great athletic ability. He's like, you could play linebacker or defensive back like in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
My mom was the opposite. My mom, when I played football and basketball, my mom said, if you get knocked down by that one more time, she goes, I'm gonna kick your ass when the game's over. And I'm like,
I love your mother. She's awesome.
If you throw one more bad pass, and miss the end zone to your receiver, I'm gonna kill you. Like threatening me on the side. I'm like, yo, my coach used to say, she goes, man, your mom's tough, man. She's like the Joe Jackson of like football.
That's great. That's so great. Dude, she's like, when I
got in fights at school, like I would get suspended, right? And my mom first question my mother would ask, she would say, who won?
Punch him first. Oh, really?
Yeah, she would say, she goes, who won? I said, well, sometimes I lost, sometimes I won. And I say, well, I did. She goes, well, what did he do? Well, he was talking shit and I had enough of it. She goes, okay, no problem. Go talk to the principal. I'll sit outside. And my mom would actually, if I was in the right, my mom would totally defend me. Like if I started the fight, she whooped my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like if I instigated it, I started it, she beat my ass. But she always told me, if someone starts it, you finish it, knock them dead. And I said, okay. That was a phrase, guys. Nobody died. Let's just hold on.
There you go. Look at that.
Walking around. But,
no, that's funny. Dude, she's awesome.
My mom was tough, man.
DJ said if your parents don't raise you into it, it's tough to get into it, watching sports and stuff. And yeah, it's like, dude, my father though, he's really like he's big into sports, but like my parents were divorced when I was young, so like it wasn't like I was with him every weekend watching the game type shit, you know what I mean? Like never really, I mean, I had that but didn't, you know what I mean? So like it was, I don't know, just never really interested me. This is what it is.
All Set Miner says pass that on to the baby Hawk. Yeah, I can't. I told my girl, man, I can't wait.
Funny.
I can't wait to be like the dad, like when he's like in like Pee Wee football or something. Like run with the goddamn ball. Like I'll be screaming.
Yeah, you one of them assholes.
I was the parent that would get in trouble with the basketball refs because they were horrible a lot of the time.
That's bullshit.
No, I never swore. Never swore.
I will.
I can still
Max
remember
just like that's a bad call. Bad call.
I remember. No, I would be specific. Like that's traveling. Are you kidding me? Open your eyes. That would be me.
And the coach is like, they're freaking 10.
No, this was when they were like 12, I think. But anyway, point being was the guy looks at me and I can still remember one time I was on this ref because this ref was horrible. He reffed too many games. He was the worst ref I've ever seen, and he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And anyway, so I'm like just like not even yelling because it's a gym. There's not like a whole bunch of cheering. I'm just talking in my normal voice. And I tell him, like, are you gonna call traveling or not? Because they might as well not even dribble the ball. And the guy looks at me. I'm like, are ya? Like he looks at me like he's like what? And he's like, you're out of here. Get out. I'm like, for that? Are you kidding me? I literally thought like,
wait, you got ejected from a 12-year-old basketball game?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'll never forget. I was like 16 years old and I was playing basketball and I put my hands up, right? Just somebody was in complete max. It was a complete charge. Okay. It was a complete charge. They charged all the way. It was in the key. It was a charge all the way down. And I put my hands up and they called on a foul on me. And I'm halfway slid down past the net. Like complete charge. My mom erupted. Okay. Erupted. She goes, you gotta be kidding me.
I would have said the same thing.
He just like screamed. And my uncle is sitting there grabbing her shirt and say, all right, sit down. Sit down.
He's like, Jesus, you're embarrassing. Why did I take you with me?
Oh my God, bro. It was the worst. I'll never forget it. Right. And then I remember the coach went to the bleachers and said, Miss Z, you gotta let me yell at them. I got it. He goes, why don't you come on the sideline with me? I'll give you a shirt and make it look like you're a coach.
That's hysterical.
Oh, dude, she was screaming at my teammates too. Like my best friend Donald. Oh my God, bro. Oh my god! That was a shitty pass. Oh, geez. Oh my god, this is awful.
You can't even yell at kids anymore today, though. You like
you
literally get in trouble.
Everybody's got feelings now. It's just I came from people that don't have any feelings, so that's just what happened.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so.
If you guys have any questions, last questions in the chat, please feel free to at us. I'm sure all these guys want to get to their COD because
I do actually have a story. I have a story that I actually found out earlier this week. I thought it was pretty interesting. So my wife subs at the high school. And again, this kind of goes along the same path as don't screw with my kids. And so she's subbing at the teacher and she's like, "Oh, you're so-and-so's mom, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Your husband changed my teaching life." It's like, okay. So I went back. I had written a letter to her, an email to her way back when my daughter was a sophomore in high school. And basically saying, because basically what happened is there was an assignment given out. They all were allowed to sign up for a time period and a project, a presentation to make. But some people had to give it in like a week and a half, and the other people had like 8 weeks to give it. And my daughter was incensed because by the time they got to her, the first one was the only thing available. They were given no choice, and they were given the kids that like didn't contribute in the class. So we're like 6 people on the team, but only 3 people contributed, and yet they had the least amount of time. So she was pissed. So I said, write an email to your teacher explaining why you're upset. So I helped her. I read the email. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Send it. Got no response. I said, and then she's like, would you please write an email? I said, I'd be happy to. And I wrote the email. I said, this is all the problems with it. And I'm only writing this because I asked my kids to advocate for themselves. I teach them to advocate for themselves. But in this particular case, we got no response, 0. And then she's like, well, we could get on a phone call with teacher. I said, they have to make by the time we've gotten a response, they have to make a presentation tomorrow. There is no time to fix it. The damage is already done. So anyway, so we went back and forth with a few emails. So I'm thinking, there really wasn't ever any change, even though they said there was going to be change. Well, we'll make changes in the future. I'm like, of course, that's what everybody says. So to hear that I made that difference to that teacher, it was her first year, which I didn't know. It was her first year of teaching. So I had no idea. But anyway, it was kind of cool to be like, I was professional about it. I was stern. I was, let them know that I was not happy, but you affect my kids, you're going to get that from me. But to have them however many years later, 8 years later, to say that, I was like, wow, that's really powerful. It really meant a lot.
I know you want to go, Chump, real quick.
No,
Mine10 actually asked us if we heard about the new ZIL. I think it's the new ZIL. Was it ZIL? Let me scroll up. Here it is. Talk about the ZIL pool drama already. And I said, no. I said, I'll mention it. And he sent Hawk Crypto Mining, Rabid Mining calling out the pools for stealing 50% pool fee and calling it 1%. One pool stepped up. That's crazy. I didn't hear that. Did anybody hear? King, Max?
I didn't get a chance to watch any videos today because that's what I normally do on Saturday, but I had to go to work.
No, I think we talked about it on DJ's stream when I called
DJ
in.
Mention it?
Yeah. So we talked about that. Some of the pools are saying it's 1%. Some are like 35% or something like that. So
that's crazy. 50%.
Interesting.
DJ said he heard it but can't confirm it. So
yeah.
Well, I'll have to check that out after the stream, obviously, or tomorrow or something. I'm sure we'll see some updates on that.
Rabbit did a video on it, and he actually has some information backing it. So I haven't watched it yet, but I might tomorrow maybe.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out as well. Let me see. Real quick, Crypto Empire. Yes. So am I still solo mining? Yes, I have the 2 jazz miners still on there. I think they're at like 9% right now. So I hit 2 blocks in a row, 13% each with just those 2 machines. So I'm leaving it running again to see if the Wi-Fi'd iPolos were affecting my solo mining. Because as soon as I unplugged those, I started hitting blocks real fast. And they were over 130% each, the last 2 that I got with the iPolos and the jazz miners running. Real quick, I want to show you guys something that I just designed today. Inspiration from Mr. Rabid Mining and his motherboard mounts, as you can see. These are going to be in the Misfit Mining store. I have it in the pinned comment. I'm going to be putting... I got to update the pictures and all that stuff tomorrow. I have like one of those nice white boxes coming in so I can take actual pictures. But the store is open again if you guys are interested in buying anything for ASIC stuff. I don't have any GPU hangers on here. If anybody wants them, let me know and maybe I could bring them back. We're trying to injection mold them. I think it'd be a way better idea, but ASICs are kind of the thing I want to go towards. So I have all this stuff here. If you guys are interested, feel free. Also, Mr. B's Crypto Mining. If you guys have ever been here, this is a guy in Canada, and he has a whole bunch of stuff on sale. So some pretty good buys on here if you're interested. Again, it's all Canadian stuff. I don't know if he ships to US or not, but if you guys are interested, go check out bscryptomining.ca/shop. I'll leave a link in the chat. And then also we have the Veteran Miner with all of his crypto mining cables. He has the new, what's it called? The Bitmain power supply circle adapter for... like your ant miners and stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. This, I think it's this one right here, right? Let's see, view product.
The old school ant miner
This guy.
power supplies.
Yeah, see, like So those cables were all really shitty before, and he, remade his own, so you can adapt these to those power supplies, which is sick. And then obviously,
yes,
Terra. If you guys are interested in hosting, feel free to go and click on our services
we
here.
did make an adjustment though, if you want,
and you can contact. Go ahead, talk about it.
For the record, you brought this one up, so there you go. And hit inquire for me.
Yes, hold on. Yeah,
inquire right there. No, bottom, down. Inquire.
Oh, right here. There we go. This one, does it matter?
Oh, right. Yep. Hit it. Doesn't matter. So now we did. So everybody was kind of asking about deploying in the server cases. So what we're going to do is instead of tacking on the charge per kilowatt, like a cent or half a cent, which end up for large farms would be a lot more expensive, we're just going to charge a flat $10 a month to rent the server case. So it'd be starts at 15 cents. And then the more that you go, the bigger the order, we'll lower the rate a little bit, and it's just going to be $10 per case to rent. So it's actually cheaper than buying one. It's if you bought a server case, the way the price is now, it'll probably take you at $10. It'd take you like 5 or 6 years. So just want to let everybody know that we are going to charge for the rental, but it's only $10 a month flat fee. We don't charge you for the internet. Excuse me. We don't charge you for the electricity up front. It's just a small deposit, $100 per rig, and it's good to go. We've been getting orders, by the way. We've had a lot of people sign up for the pre-orders on the Flux Cumulus nodes, which have been great. I've had some big I have had 2 ASIC clients sign up, which is really nice. And I just got somebody
with these right here, pre-orders. Is that what you?
Yep, those are the pre-orders for the nodes. So what's pretty cool is managed or unmanaged services now are just going to be the same. So we'll just separate the two, right? There's no extra charge for managed services at this point. Something that we will talk about in the future, but right now we're going to get everybody in. And if you guys get in early with us now, then just like a loyalty program in the future, when we can lower all the prices, you guys will be the first to reap that benefit. So
nice.
New England said rent or rent to own. We can work out a rent to own option. Obviously, that would be more money, and that would have to be discussed at the during the time of you guys during the inquiry. If you guys are not interested in hosting, but you guys want to run multiple nodes at your house, Chump, if you don't mind, go to our services real quick.
Yep.
We do IP routing as well. So these are the prices: 6 IPs, $8 a month. That's how that goes.
Wait. You explain this for the person that doesn't understand it. So like you're only allowed to have 8 per house, right? And then this is allowing you to get more.
Think of it this way: you will still need to have the necessary bandwidth for the node. But let's say at one point I had 8 Cumulus nodes, right? That's as many as you can have on one public IP address.
Yep.
We offer another public IP address for you.
That's awesome, and you can just do it directly from.
But so essentially, your node will tunnel over and get an IP from us. So it's essentially leaving your home network.
That's awesome.
So that way, it'll get an IP address from us. Now you can't use UPnP. so it'll just give you one more node. But there's not a limit to how many you can rent from us. So if you want 50 at home, I mean, that's up to you, depending
We
upon
can
your.
give you unlimited.
You still need to have the bandwidth requirement though, because it will still pull the bandwidth from your home.
Right.
So you still have to be able to meet the benchmark requirements.
So big shout out to Yeti and King, because that was their idea to bring that up. And we have our first IP routing client, and it is the famous Rondi. I don't know if he's in the chat, but Rondi was our first IP routing client, and he's got routing already to his house already, which is really cool. So Rondi, thanks for being the first client. And
That's
a lot
awesome.
of people have been signing up. I think we have over 25 members already on Terra. So that's pretty good. If you guys want to sign up, it's free to sign up. You can get a login, and when you're ready for a pre-order or whatever, you can just do everything on the website. If you guys have any improvements or things that you think would be better on the website or features, please hit up the contact form. Let me know. If you have questions, you can hit me up if you know me on Discord, or you can email me directly at contact@terrahosting.io.
There is also a $5 pre-order charge for the node, but that $5 will get applied to your first bill.
Nice.
So,
all right, cool. Cool. What the hell, Try Diggy? That wasn't nice. Jump as a
yeah, he's been on fire tonight. So,
what do you guys think though about these stands?
I have a
nice,
question.
Right? Yeah, what's up?
Those are nice.
I like those. I like those, but I'm wondering, you know, because I have 2 CPU mining rigs, and both of mine I hang from my wire rack. Have you ever thought about? I don't know if anybody else does that.
You can, yeah, you can, yeah. I could build that. I just feel like for CPU mining, I don't know. I wouldn't really want to hang a motherboard.
You know
That's
what?
just me. But I mean, I can design something. Now that I made this, so
yeah,
I'm sure I could do that.
Chump, that might be if we get somebody who wants to host. Not that many people will do it, obviously, but if we get somebody that wants to host CPU mining rigs, man, that might be something we can put on a shelving unit, make it look nice.
Oh, it's super simple.
For the hash rate rentals, I was thinking that could be something that we could offer.
Yeah,
maybe down the road at step,
592. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be so good, man. We're so excited about Terra. Like everybody's gonna be involved. Like, I'm waiting for this guy. Which way is my camera? There we go. I'm waiting for this guy right here to show up and start working on his rigs. Pocket.
Oh
Give him to me.
We talked about it today.
One weekend. Just give me one weekend. That's it. Just one weekend.
Dude, if money wasn't so tight, I would book a flight and I would just come down.
Dude, book a flight.
He wants to put you up on his shoulder again. That's all.
You what?
Airbnb, man.
He wants to put you up on his shoulder again.
I know.
That's it. Inside the data center and take a picture.
We can't record in there. We already went over this.
So no, we
By
can.
the way, actually, yeah. Can we talk about that for a second?
I clarified that for a minute. I did clarify that with certification and all the BS. So certain clients and customers that don't want their stuff, it would just have to be like you can't go up and show the activity. That was the idea behind that.
Or like the routing of your lines and all that shit in case somebody went and cut them.
You can't show activity, all that other stuff. So that's pretty much it. So like filming from a certain point on the floor that doesn't really show much, obviously, except the cases and what's in them, that doesn't matter. Everything's underneath the floor anyway, and the power is run overhead. So it's
gotcha.
It's all good there. So
few
I did
people
clarify that. So.
Few people in the chat real quick were asking when these are available. So tomorrow I'll get these on the site. I actually, like I said, I have one of those. It's like a white box with like lights in it. So like, you ever see those pictures where people have like just the item and it looks like it's floating on this white frickin', just all white around it, and you never know how they do it. So apparently there's a box they sell, and you just put the item in there with all the lights on it and take a picture, and it just blocks out everything around it. So I'm going to be doing that with all of the items and updating the store tomorrow, but I literally just finished printing these as soon as like right before we came live. So that's
it's called Studio Box. Studio Box.
Studio Box.
Yeah.
Listen, all right. Oh yeah. All right. It's okay if he tells me. I was just say you don't.
Oh no! If I tell you, it's got to be wrong.
You don't tell me nothing.
You don't listen to anything I say.
You're an audio engineer, and I was on the phone with you for a half hour trying to figure out why YouTube was playing in the background.
Okay, you know what? Although that doesn't make any sense, it sounded good.
That
didn't make any sense. That's okay. I'm gonna give you that one. I'm gonna give you that one.
Well, that's what happened. That was the truth.
This goes on the list of things that Hawk will never live down.
Oh, it was so great. When he felt, he's like, I feel like an idiot. Oh my god! Like every time I watched it, like 4 times, I laugh my ass off every time I watch it. Like if I'm having a bad day, that's the video I watch first.
People
You know what I mean?
who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Hey, hey,
Okay,
I got the shit down. All right.
Max told me I have to behave, and now his wife is watching.
Now
I did not
She's
say
watching
that.
you, man.
New Forest.
Sunflower
That's it.
Mama said quiet, and I'm just gonna stay quiet because you know why? I love you, man. I love you, man. It's all love. It's all love, man. Give me a hug, man. It's all love.
Real quick, Blaine Anderson said,
Virtual hug.
do those mount to your CPU mining wall, or do you have any designs for mounts like that? Actually, I do. Let me see if I can find a picture. I think I put it in the VIP chat. I have like a separate VIP chat for members, as we all do in Misfit Mining Discord. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. Oh, what the hell? Zoomed in way too far.
King, Fully Electric had a question
All right,
for you. I'm
there
not
we
sure
go.
if you saw it.
I answered it in the first one, and I'm going to answer the next one too.
So I
It's-
made those
It's a.
as well.
Oh, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. So these are the CPU mining wall clips. I didn't mean to interrupt you either, King. But yeah. So these will be for the wall mounting stuff. The ones, the holes, obviously screws will go through, and then the other ones will just click into the open holes. So I'll be selling them in it'll be like 4 and 4, I believe, with a set of screws. So you guys can do that if you're interested. All right, go ahead, King. Sorry.
So the IP routing is essentially a VPN tunnel. So we don't actually like your server wouldn't be with us, right? You would be tunneling over with the IP routing from your house or your wherever your network location is. So if that kind of answers your question, Fully Electric. If not, you could DM me and I can maybe answer a little bit better. But yeah, because he's talking about a game server, so essentially, like if you had a node at your house, it would actually technically, once it tunneled over, like let's say you wanted to SSH into it, you couldn't use your home network address because it's technically not there anymore, right? It's over on our tunnel, so we would have to give you the IP address for that, so you could tunnel over and SSH into it that way. It essentially leaves your network.
And for something like a gaming network or anything else, that additional latency would have an effect.
It will have an additional latency on it. So
right, with the node, it doesn't matter though. A node is just strictly where you are in line. Latency has nothing to do with it. That's
you will see latency and a little bit more jitter. So I would probably not do a game server. I don't know why you would want to do that with the game server, but I mean, if you want to, go ahead. So if you want the service, that's fine with me, but I wouldn't see why you'd want that with a game server.
Or you could just host the game server at Terra.
Oh, we can also host the game server as well.
You have a co-location on that page too, Chump.
There is a co-location section if you guys want to send us servers for game servers or data or what have you. We have co-location as well.
And the price is actually pretty fair. We're just charging, I think it's just the electric at that point, and plus a small fee, I think. Hit inquire. Yeti set this up. We had some changes.
I haven't even looked at the co-locate prices yet or anything.
So $30 per U deposit, and then it's 15 cents a kilowatt. So you get up to 6 amps per whatever per server, and we adjust the price over, and then KVM over IP, and then if you want to store spaces as well, if you want to have extra spaces, if you purchase one, if you want to store other ones or whatever you need, we have that too. So so when people say, oh, you guys are mining and your prices are high for mining is at this facility, guys, at this facility in Florida, the mining is going to get us through the door. The goal with this facility is to be full data center, and then the mining will move to a more cheaper location, and that's going to be the goal moving forward. But for right now, at least the first couple of years, everything will be there. And Chump's got to play the clip.
Can you guys hear this though, or no?
I hope your computer crashes.
Can you hear that or no?
Your computer crashes.
Did you?
I hope you the blue screen of death.
All right, let's see. Can you guys even hear it or no?
Not yet.
If I play it, let me see. Can you hear that?
How are you turning the music?
No.
Okay, I have to restream it. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, damn it. Well, guys, it's been great. Thank you for visiting Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. That's been great.
All right, this is the best of 2022 with Hawk. Let me see. Why did they change? Why did they change the thing? Oh, there we go.
Complete MILF, bro. Carly Lake all day.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Hawk, how are you turning the music on the fader?
Dude, I didn't. In my defense, I didn't see it. Like, I just didn't see that. I didn't see that.
You can still hear me in the back. That's wrong. And this is not even supposed to be on this.
I had to mute him.
It's supposed to be on another one. It's supposed to be on the browser fader, and it's not. It's on the main. It's on the desktop or the system fader. It's really weird.
I want to see the face.
It's right here.
But hey, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. That's 100% a YouTube lag. I don't, dude. If I have YouTube open on another screen, I am going to just.
There it is.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I added a whole bunch.
So priceless.
Okay.
So priceless.
So where? So this is that rare moment when you guys could say, "You idiot." Dude, I didn't see it. I only got 2 screens. You guys, Chump. Okay, quiet, because Chump's got like 5 screens, bro. He puts everything on one screen. I got. Okay. Oh my! How does that even happen? But I don't understand how I had that. I don't get it.
Oh my God!
I
Look
love
at
how
the
it went
man.
through like the 12 steps.
That was
like
dumb.
like in seconds.
I didn't even see
absolute
it, guys.
seconds.
In my defense, I had all my screens up. Okay, I didn't see.
The face
I did
of
it. I
defeat
swear to
right
God,
here.
I didn't see anything. It
It's the
was
best.
hidden like on the bottom, like it was closed. Oh my God! Oh, I feel like an idiot now. Okay, we're good.
That was the best.
We're
Like,
good.
oh my God! I
Hey,
feel like an
since you're
idiot
doing
now.
that,
Good.
do you want to bring up the one you forgot to add?
What's that? Oh, no, because I want to look for it. I just knew where that link was.
I have something
But-
I can talk about
Go ahead.
while
if
you're
you'd like.
looking for it.
Go ahead. Oh, geez.
Um,
All right.
so
Am I
one of
still
the things-
muted? Hello.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're good.
I
You're good.
unmuted
You're
you
back.
halfway through.
Anyway, so one of the things my son actually brought up to me I thought was pretty interesting. There was a video by what is the guy's name? Hold on a sec. By Some Ordinary Gamers. He's got a big following, like over 3 million. Anyway, basically told everybody stop playing GTA. Basically, it has the ability to dox everybody's IP address, and there's a bunch of other. I'll put the video link in the chat, but it's worth a watch. I'll tell you what, I watched it. I deleted GTA. It's like I don't need something like that in my system.
Oh damn!
I deleted it off my system after watching the video.
Well, that's the video of the GTA thing, and here is Hawk's video. I unlisted it, but that's the edited version. If anybody would like to download it for your pleasure,
Okay.
My grandmother is visiting. So
tell your grandmother I said hello.
say
Don't.
hi.
Hi. How are
Hi.
you?
The camera's right here. Just wave to the camera. So, and of course, my dog gets jealous and he wants to.
That's
come
what
in here.
happens. Well,
Okay,
do you want me to play it
okay.
again, Hawk? Do I need to play it again? I'm just kidding.
All
I
right.
won't do that.
Thank you.
I won't do that.
Nice meeting you.
Nice
too.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Okay.
I don't.
All right.
What was that guy's name, dude? What was that video that we were in?
Ooh,
I can't
which one?
remember. The guy that Mark Musk or whatever the hell his name was.
Oh my God.
What video was that? I don't know. I don't know the
It was
name.
a no. It was a viewer calling on my channel.
No, I know, but who sent? Oh, it was Patrick Murphy sent me the link, wasn't it?
He
I
probably
gotta
did,
find his
because
DM.
He does that with everybody. Patrick's got a whole file in his computer that says
I love
Hawk and
Patrick, dude.
clips.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
And he's got
Oh, here it
panda
is.
clips.
Yes, he is the one that sent it to me. I knew it. Ah, okay. Well, all right, here it is. This is when we got spoofed from
Trolled.
or trolled, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is so. Oh gosh, hold on.
Oh, the best was Matt Max's face.
All of it, dude. It was so funny.
Oh, this guy.
All right, here we go.
On.
King was like, the fuck? Oh my god.
This was on Hawk's channel, if you're recalling.
Are we really doing this? We have a new caller that's in. We're gonna bring him in. His name is Mark Musk. Does it ring any bell to anybody? No. Well, let's bring him in. I'm not sure. Never had seen him before, but let's bring him in and see what he's got to say. What's up, Mark?
Hey,
how are you, man?
Hey, what's happening, guys? Well, I'll be honest, that's a lot. My last name's not my real name. It's my moniker that I use, and I do use it though because of my love for the king of memes, the king of crypto, the lord of Twitter, Elon Musk.
Nice. Nice. Very, very, very nice.
That was great. Why you guys what? That's great.
This kid's good.
But yeah, no, he bought Twitter. He's having a tough time right now, and so I think it's a good time to show support for him. He's getting a lot of slack and everything. And so I have a new song that's coming out, and it's called I Love Him. And it's by my, I do it as Musk Fan 01, so it'll be coming to the internet, so everybody will be able to check that out on the internet. Listen, it's important at times like this to show support for people that we love. You guys laughed in the beginning when I said the stuff. That's okay. You guys seem a lot bit stronger, tougher than me, and I don't want to cause trouble with you. But I felt it was disrespectful laughing at Musk when Anyways, but it's all good.
I'm not. I'm a fan.
I wasn't laughing at him. I love Elon Musk.
You
love
him. I wasn't laughing at you, bro.
I thought you were just like. No,
there
was a fine line between fucking with us and unstable. This guy, we didn't know what was happening, so that's why we were all like, at the end, we're like, "Oh shit, is this guy for real?" Because we didn't know until
he goes around looking for live streams that people can like call in and stuff.
He's the king.
Bro, he wrote a song. Am I gonna? Hopefully, I don't get friggin' demonetized this. I'm gonna have to edit this out. But
please verify my love.
What are we doing?
We have to watch this. We have to end the stream like this.
Watch this whole thing. Come on.
Bear Market TV. This is what this is. Hashtag Bear Market TV.
Belongs to Tesla cars.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I never got the time back from this.
Now the lips cry.
Dude,
that's right, Market. Turn it off. We're not watching.
We are not watching this.
This dude is
bro. This guy.
Then Elon lost money, but Elon doesn't care.
All right, jump, kill it, man, please.
It's funny. Yeah,
kill it, man.
It was actually a good song.
Thinks that it's funny. He's got so much money.
We're losing watchers.
All right, I'm getting out of this. Oh my god, everyone's leaving.
We're down to like 20 people. Thanks.
Damn it. All right, that was good though. That was good.
Oh
that guy wrote an entire song and trolled us about it. It was hysterical. Oh. And Patrick Murphy, thank you for.
All right, cool. So for the remaining 20 people watching Misfit Mining,
real quick, I do need to say thank you to Chuck Danger 87. Thank you so much. He said, "Hawk, that clip never gets old." Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. And then Fully Electric, $19.99 super chat, said, "Chump change, just a little something for shipping." Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. I'm sending him some 6-inch fan shrouds that I will also add to the store. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Anybody else? Any last questions? Anything left to say from the panel? Is that it? Sign up to Terra Hosting.
Let's go play Call of Duty.
Hosting.io.
DJ. I bet you do. Dirty bastard.
Stop.
All right.
He's such a liar.
I heard it tastes like pennies.
Stop. That's gross. God, you guys all going on the dirt roads, man. My tires ain't built for that shit.
All right. Love you guys.
I'll see y'all later. I'm out of this fucking place. See ya.
All right. Love you guys. We're out of here. Mr. Hawk Crypto already left the building. We got the Mining King, Mr. Max Voltage. I'm Chump Change. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Have a good night. We will see you next Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Don't threaten me with a good time.
We'll see you later.
Later.